Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is. Today we're going to be looking at sketching quadratics. So I'm just going to pull up a random quadratics question that I've seen, and I'm just going to go about the process of how we would go from a quadratic equation to a full sketch with turning points and any other information that we need written down. So I'm just going to share my screen so you can see. Hopefully you can see that okay. We're just looking at this top question, sketching quadratics, sketch the graph of y equals 4x minus 2x squared minus 3, and find the coordinates of its turning point and write down the equation of its line of symmetry. So, first thing that I would like us to note is that this coefficient of x squared, our a value, is -2. So therefore, that's meaning my sketch is going to look like a negative graph. So my sketch is going to look something like this. So therefore, our turning point is going to be a maximum. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and find some of the coordinates of the crossing points, first of all, for an accurate sketch. So I'm going to say when x equals 0, I want to know what y equals. Well, y is going to be 0, 0, -3. So I've got a coordinate of 0, -3, about there, which is going to be where it crosses the y-axis. Similarly, I'm going to do when y equals 0, I need to find out what x is. So by looking at my graph, I've got y equals -2x squared plus 4x minus 3. It doesn't look like it's going to factorize very nicely. So I'm just going to use a quadratic formula or use my calculator. But it's important that I write down some things. I'm going to say that minus b plus or minus a square root of b squared, and then it's going to be minus, I'm just going to put all this in brackets, 4 lots of -3 and -2. And that's going to be all over 2a, which is 2 times -2. Okay, just looking at this then, I've got my -4 on the outside, plus or minus the square root of, well, 4 squared is 16. Take away 4 times 3, which is 12, 24. 16, take away 24 is going to be -8 over -4. What we should notice then is this thing here, this -8, our discriminant is negative. So therefore, there's no real roots. So all that means is I know that my graph is going to look something like this. So I am pretty confident I could draw my graph on, but I don't know whether my turning point is going to be a negative x coordinate or a positive x coordinate. So in order to find the turning point, I'm just going to complete the square. So I've got y equals -2x squared plus 4x minus 3. And now I'm just going to complete the square. I'm just going to draw a little square that's just not quite complete because that's our job to try and complete it. So I'm going to take out this -2 first because it's a little bit messy. So I need to remember that's going to change it to an x squared plus x squared minus 2x, because that plus will change to a negative when I take it out. And that -3 is just going to be on the end. Okay, I'm now going to complete the square on this thing in the middle. So that's going to give me -2 lots of x minus 1 squared. I'm just going to put this all in a big bracket so it's nice and easy to see. 1 squared is 1. I need to get it to 0, so I'm going to take away 1. Subtract 3. So getting out of this big bracket, I need to times this 2 by -1, which would give me, oh, but it's negative on the outside, so that's going to give me +2. +2 take away 3 is -1. So I get x minus 1 squared minus 1. So therefore my turning point, my x value would need to be +1 to make that 0, and my y value is going to be negative. So it's +1, -1, which is going to be right here. So therefore my curve, when I do it, going to look something like that, whereas this coordinate is 1, -1, and this is 0, -3. Okay, so that's my sketch with a turning point. I need to write down the equation of its line of symmetry. Well, as with any parabola, it's going to be symmetrical over wherever my coordinate is. So the turning point coordinate is 1, -1. So my line is going to be symmetrical at the line of sim is going to be when it's going to be x equals 1. Lovely. So that was how to sketch a quadratic, and also looking at completing the square and the line of symmetry. Thank you.